Hi, this is Ravy from my world. I wanted to talk to you about the latest patch. It's the Easter one. We've got some Easter items in there, but the main part of this patch really is the combat. We've had lots of feedback since release, and also there's some things that we wanted to do as well, just to polish up the combat. Some of the things are quite simple, like you can see as I turn this guy. He used to just immediately face a direction when now he turns. Small things like that we've done as well. But the main thing is making the combat feel weighty. So if I show you an attack, you can see there's a lot more weight in that attack now, matching the kind of weapons that the knight carries. And again, that follows into the combos. You'll also see that he attacks straight away, rather than have a big wind up at the beginning. If I just do one attack, you'll see that there's a recovery at the end, which is the time sink. So it's a lot more, a lot quicker into the combat. Stringing together combos is going to be a lot quicker. In that recovery period, you see you can't run. You can run as soon as you've recovered, but in that recovery period, you can go for the next attack, and also you can roll. So you can go in, hit once, roll away. Heavy attack has also been changed, so you can see, just going back to the normal attacks, a lot more weighty. The guy's stepping into the attacks, he's not kind of skating along the ground, which he was doing a bit before. And it's the same with the heavy attack, which now leaps. It's a lot more solid. Then you can do some things like chain that together, so you can roll in, go into the leap and smash. Another thing which I kind of noticed from watching a lot of the videos with new players is not everyone locks on. I don't lock on either, and really if you've got a few enemies, it's best not to lock on, because you can then kind of hit and run and take on quite a few. But what I was noticing with the videos is that when someone was close, was kind of here and attacking, if they were a little bit off aiming wise, they would go shooting past the target, because obviously if we look at how far I move, it's quite a big step in. So they ended up kind of shooting past the target and then becoming a bit disorientated, because then they've gone past the enemy, they've then got their back to the enemy and are getting hit, kind of thing. So the other thing we've done is, as soon as you hit something, that forward momentum is stopped. So as soon as you hit, you stop. So it makes it a lot less likely that you're going to shoot past. So you're going to have to completely miss the target to go shooting past. So I think that helps as well. This we've kind of done this now because of the incoming big loot changes and the class changes. Just to talk you through what's coming up. The first two knights, so the knight that I am at the moment and the skeleton, they're both kind of DPS characters. The skeleton's got a few extra different kind of skills to the default ones that I've got now. Then the next two, the guy with the big hammer and the female warrior, they're both tanks, so they'll soak up more damage. They won't do as much damage, but they can soak up damage, they can taunt, and generally last a lot longer. They've got kind of a heal over time and that kind of thing. And then the last guy, Buckethead, he's all out kind of glass cannon DPS, so he'll do a lot of damage, but he won't last too long if he gets hit. Won't last very long at all. So we've got these new changes in with the combat, but also different classes. The different subclasses have their own versions of the attacks as well. You can see that Buckethead is kind of wild to match his kind of style. He's a kind of comedy guy, but he is the big DPS guy. If you want to do the most damage and you're good at not getting hit, then he's the guy. Obviously at the moment, until the loot patch hits, the characters are going to have the same skills and the same health, etc. But that will change. So let's just see this combat in practice. Also, again, because we're moving towards the loot, the enemies all appear to have more health. They haven't got more health, but it's just that they're adjusted to the standard difficulty, and also the gear that you've got, so you will need to hit them more to kill them. Give you a bit of an idea of what it's going to be like when the loot first kind of hits, because obviously I don't want people to be overpowered to start off with, and then get loot and just annihilate everything. So this is kind of a balanced thing. Also, characters, players and enemies have their stance that can be broken. So I can take 2 hits before my stance is broken now. So I won't stagger straight away. But it's also the same for the enemies. So you see, if I hit him, I do stagger him, but then he's not staggered. And if I stay there, I'll get hit. So it's a case of get in and use attack, but also use the rolls. So if you're not used to rolling, you need to get used to rolling, because you will get hit. You can't just kind of stagger an enemy to death now. You do need to back off and avoid their attacks. So I've attacked him and I've got away. You can see, nice. Very fluid now with the new animations tying up with the new combat. It all works very nicely together. Have a little drink. So you can see I purposely missed that, but I didn't go flying past, I stopped as soon as I hit him. Nice. Also see there that I did the leap in, the heavy attack, which was, I think was the last patch. The heavy attack does do double the damage now. So if you got the time, you got the opportunity to do it, it's worth doing. Step next to the wall. I'm also watching my stamina bar. I noticed I was out of stamina, so I ran off. So that's the combat. A lot more weighty. You can still take on a lot of enemies. In fact, I'll head back to Hobworld just to show you with the Gauntlet, because that's got a lot of enemies. So this character is going to be a tank, so they've got a lower stance, a lower swipe. I'm going to try and pull as many as I can, just to show you that if you're careful, and if you, in these circumstances, if you're going to take on a lot of enemies, you don't want to lock on. It could go horribly wrong for me, but I'll try. I'm going to get these. See the hit and run tactic. Nice. So you can still take on a lot of enemies, but you can't stand there and take them on. You know, you're not just going to endlessly stagger them. As you can see, you're going to, if you stand there, you will die. But if you use the roll, and you can reliably use the roll now, as soon as you're in recovery, you can roll away, which is really nice. And obviously, we've got the other skills as well. When you get into trouble, you know, could have used the bubble, etc. But when we're trying out the combat, we always ensure that we can do it without using any of the skills, just so we know it flows right. So that's the combat update. Really, it's really good. We're really pleased with it. It's nice and weighty for the night. It's a better pace. It's more. It feels better when you're attacking because you're swiping straight away rather than waiting for some big wind up. So yeah, that'll be coming out, I guess, on Thursday in time for Easter with some Easter goodies, and loot will be coming soon. A couple of weeks for loot, which will be great. So I hope you enjoy it. Speak to you soon.